Former President Trump's standard for Hillary Clinton, clearly one he does not hold himself to. Our panel is here with me now to discuss. What a big week. And I know, we know now that the FBI found multiple boxes containing classified information at Mar-a-Lago, including a set of documents that were classified at the highest level. Congressman Bowman, to you, should Congress investigate Trump over this?
Oh, absolutely. Trump should be investigated for many things. We still have the January 6 hearings taking place. Really looking forward to seeing what they continue to find in terms of his involvement with the insurrection. The fact that his home was seized, there was obviously a reason for it to be seized. He didn't comply. There was some information that he may have lied, and this is why they went in to seize the documents, and they found classified documents that shouldn't have been there. So Trump should be investigated from multiple angles. He's being investigated in New York as well. America's going through a reckoning right now, and part of that reckoning is going to be holding Trump accountable going forward.
Politically, this could work for him. Do you worry about that?
I don't think so. I think the American people are tired of Trump's antics and what he represents and who he is. I think, sure, the Trumpers and the MAGA supporters are going to galvanize behind him. We already saw, some armed supporters outside the FBI offices in Arizona. But listen, he's dangerous, and the MAGA supporters are dangerous, and many in the Republican Party are dangerous for not condemning him. And it's important for him to be condemned and for us to move forward while holding him accountable.
Essie?
Well, I totally agree. Maybe Democrats should not have supported some Trump candidates in some of these elections because they are dangerous people who want to continue to overturn elections. I got an email this morning in my inbox from Jim Jordan, spam mail. The subject line was, "They're coming for you." This is what Republicans are, and MAGA world, is telling their voters. It's insane. If you believe that the FBI is coming to your house, it's probably because you committed a crime or you're delusional. But this is the conspiracy theory that the MAGA world is going to traffic in, and it's convincing some people that this is going to make Trump more powerful. I completely disagree. Polling shows that most Americans think what the FBI did was correct and that Trump needs to be held accountable.
I do think in the immediate aftermath of the raid, there was some polling done that showed him ticking up a few points among Republicans because there is a reflexiveness with him. And I heard this from people who are even ready to move on from Trump, that, we don't want to let them, we want to take him out. Like, we don't want to let them do it. And so I do think, at least temporarily, that's helping him. I sort of felt this week like we're at the circus now. We're all under the big top, and this can only end one of two ways. He's got to be indicted, or Merrick Garland has to resign. You can't raid the president's house, the former president, and possible future candidate, say to the American people, we think he's violating 3 different laws, and then do nothing. So this has, to me...
Was it justified?
Well, yes, if you think there are classified documents, and I totally get, if you've got top secret information, which we don't know what it is, by the way, but if you've got this documents and they're not supposed to be out in the open, absolutely. But this cannot end in any other way. How could it possibly end with just, well, okay, we got him back and it's over now? There's no going back now.
This is unpopular for Democrats to say, but we are giving Trump way too much oxygen, and it really bothers me. It's not that I don't think he should be held accountable if he breaks the law, but big surprise, Trump's a hypocrite. That he's saying something, a different standard for himself than Hillary Clinton. The whole country knows he's a con man. They know he cheats on his taxes. They know that he's, lied multiple times, and that there was haphazard, control over documents at the White House. And so none of this is new information. And so for us to over and over keep talking about this in a week where Democrats finally got on our front feet, right? That's how you know, by the way, for conspiracy theorists, that the White House had nothing to do with this raid, right? Because it totally stepped on Joe Biden's week. And, we have a lot of things going into this election that, Republicans, there was not a single Republican vote this week for lowering, drug costs. There's, the Republican Supreme Court has taken away rights that women have had for 50 years. We have a lot to talk about. I just want to stop talking about Donald Trump.
You want to stop talking about
He
Donald
does
Trump?
not. He wants us to keep talking
That's
about
right,
it.
because it's in his interest to
Yes.
have us keep talking about it.
Yeah.
And now the party has he was on the wane. Fox News had stopped talking about him over the last couple months. And you know what? Now the party's coalesced around him again.
This point is a good one, though, because you could start to feel like, well, maybe Republicans were starting to feel like, okay, let's just ease on from this. DeSantis was on the rise. There were state polls. There was a national poll showing him within single digits. And then you did see at least a temporary snapback. I don't know if it's going to last, but that's true.
So I hope,
let's do this.
Congressman, I hope that we don't have a whole new set of hearings investigating Donald Trump. I hope we have a set of hearings about, where we go with health care costs, about what we do on the economy, about what people are actually going through in their lives, and to not do this again.
But there's only 3 months till the election.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be a lot more news cycles than this one.
So yes, but I think we can walk and chew gum at the same time.
we
I think there's a way
We
to
can't.
hold. Yes, we
We've
can.
proven we can't.
There's a way to hold Donald Trump accountable, whether that's hearings or otherwise, right? There's a way to hold him accountable
law will now
and still
hold him accountable.
exactly and still champion what we've been winning in Congress over the past several weeks.
Right.
The passing
Let the
of
Justice
the PACT
Department
Act,
do its
the
job.
passing of the Inflation Reduction Act, and all the work we continue, the passing of the CHIPS bill. Right? So there's a lot of things we can celebrate that are going to help rebuild our economy, deal with inflation, and respond to the needs of the American people. More work to do, obviously, but there's so much to celebrate. And
Well,
talk about.
let's talk about President Biden, because he has had a good stretch here, quite a good stretch here, and yet it seems that a lot of Democrats still aren't sure they want him to run again in 2024. Let's listen to what they're saying.
Should he run again? I think that I think it's we'll take a look at it.
Do you want to see Joe Biden?
I don't want to answer that question because we have not. That's not. Yeah, I don't want to answer that question.
Too early to say. It doesn't serve the purpose of the Democratic Party to deal with that until after the midterms.
Ms. Maloney.
I don't believe he's running for re-election.
Congressman, do you want him to run again?
Well, I want us to keep winning as Democrats right now in the House. I mean, we're talking a year or two away. I'm not thinking a year or two away.
Well, how about you walk and chew gum at the same time and tell us if you think that he should run again or not?
Here's the most important thing for us to focus on right now. We have to keep the House, which I think we have a chance to do. We have to win multiple seats in the Senate, which I know we have a chance to do. And once we do that, we show our strength as a party, which will make him stronger and will help us as we enter 2024.
There are numerous articles out this weekend about how he is aggressively planning his reelection campaign. So I think you should assume he's running. So I think what Democrats would want to know from someone like you, an important leader in the Democratic Party, is, are you ready to get behind the incumbent president of the United States for reelection right now?
Yes, if the president is running for office, if he's running, I will support him, right? What's more important, in my opinion, is for us to continue to have victories in Congress so that the American people can see we're fighting for them. That's the most important thing. And we've had those recently.
Democrats need to figure this out soon because I think you either need to set expectations.
It's 2022. Why do we need to figure it out right now?
Well, because you don't have a bench. And so if you're going to condition an environment for voters to get used to someone other than Joe Biden, you'd better go ahead and tell us who that's going to be.
We have to leave it there. It is a simple question. The answer's not so simple as we see. Thank you all so much.